7 different winners in 7 rounds of racing. It has been a historical season in GNCC. The latest winner, the defending champion, Jordan Ashburn, coming off a big win. Will round 8 be an 8th different winner, or will we see our first 2-time winner of the season? It all starts now here on MAVTV.
Are you ready to go GNCC Racing?
Hello and welcome to round number 8 of the 2023 Grand National Cross Country Racing Series, presented by Specialized and AMA National Championship. We are here for the Parts Unlimited Mason-Dixon GNCC. Mikey Wayne's here. I'll be taking you through today's racing action. We begin, as always, the Specialized race recap. It was a nasty mutter at the John Benton GNCC. Josh Strang off to a fantastic start in this one, no doubt about that, as the race continued to go on. It was a good one, to say the least. A lot of back and forth. Conditions certainly not favorable, no doubt about that. But the big story this season has been the 7 different winners, or prior to this one, 6. But as we know, as it finished, a 7th different winner, Jordan Ashburn, getting some help from the team right there on the line choice. And Jordan Ashburn, who the win has eluded him this year, coming off the championship season, had a couple of wins last season, and he was one of the guys. I think Jordan Ashburn, Josh Strang, another one, a couple of names that you circle and thought, hey, you guys got to get in the winning bracket. Well, Ashburn took care of business, not without the pressure of Stu Baylor, and I gotta add, impressive ride by Ashburn, holding off Baylor for the win. Taking a look at that top 10, Ashburn, Baylor, Johnny Gerard, keeping it going, having a great season. Strang and Barnes, top 5.
Man, it means so much. We talked about it earlier on the Race Through TV. This was my first XC2 win, and we ended up winning the championship here and getting our first. It's just awesome. I don't even kind of lost for words right now. It was an absolute epic day, and man, Stu had the heat on me, and the pressure was insane. But man, I'm pumped. I'm so pumped to get a win and be number 7 now.
Well, taking a look at the point standings and things. Sort of sorting themselves out. Stu Baylor sits atop the point standings with 148. Craig DeLong in that 2 spot, only 10 points behind him. So Stu rocking the reverse plate. How does it play out here today as your points leader? And again, what has been a sensational season from top to bottom. You hear the cliche sometimes of, a historical season. No, this has been an absolute historical season in motorsports. All Balls Racing Whole Shot Award up for grabs. Craig DeLong, the 342, grabs the whole shot and the early lead. The 342 Rockstar Energy Husqvarna of Craig DeLong. He's got a win under his belt this season. One of those 7 different winners. Of course, hey, welcome back, Trevor Bollinger out there, the teammate of Craig DeLong, rolling in the XC1 here today. And Craig DeLong on the throttle, getting some pressure there. But nonetheless, it has been an interesting season, to say the least. There's Jordan Ashburn in that 3 spot, trying to track down your leaders. Things beginning to sort themselves out. Johnny Gerard having a great ride. The points leader, Stu Baylor, Ricky Russell, Grant Baylor out there. So getting a little bit of separation. What a difference a couple of weeks makes. Strang, toward the back of the pack. XC2 250 Pro Class, Steel City Men's Clinic, Whole Shot Award up for grabs in that XC2 class. As we look at it, it has been a solid season there as well. Of course, Rui Barbosa, a couple of wins under his belt. Angus Riordan has got a win. Ryder Lafferty, the red-hot start to the season, but where has he been since then? The podium has eluded him, let alone wins. Ryder Lafferty got to stop the bleeding, needs a good ride here today. And, of course, Mike Wachowski, the win back in Indiana a few weeks back. But nonetheless, things wide open in the XC2 class. I got to thank Liam Draper. He's the one guy. Boy, the wins have eluded him in a heartbreaking way as well. The 198 Am-Pro Yamaha ride of Liam Draper, the man is due. The man is due. Mike Wachowski getting the best of him as Liam got hung up on a lapper. It's happened to him a couple times this year. Just heartbreaking situations. Not the best line choice, but you didn't have a choice, I guess, with the lap traffic. But nonetheless, things shaping up in the XC2, no doubt about that. FMF XC3, low jack cycle sales, whole shot up for grabs. And that is the 545. That's Sawyer Karatura on that Yamaha with the whole shot and the early lead as we jump back out front with the XC1, and it is Craig DeLong on that Rockstar Energy Husqvarna out in front and got a pretty good lead right now. Leading the way, the 523, got to hand it to Lane Michael. Sitting in that number 2 spot right now. Lane Michael coming into today. First time I believe he's raced, I think, since back at round 5. He had a top 10 finish. He's finished top 10 every race he's ran, or completed, I should say. But boy, big things for Lane Michael. Boy, if you don't like seeing him up front, you just don't like racing. Good shot of Johnny Gerard right there in the XC1, the 961 being trailed by the 514, the points leader. Stu Baylor out in front. Am-Pro Yamaha, Ricky Russell behind him, and Grant Baylor on that Babbitt's Online Monster Energy Kawasaki just behind him. And there is Ben Kelly, the 530. He is in the hunt for this championship, and boy, gotta love seeing Trevor Bollinger back. There goes Josh Strang, battling in the dust here at the Mason-Dixon GNCC. Craig DeLong, the whole shot. Will he be our first 2-time winner in 2023? We'll be right back after this. This broadcast of GNCC Racing on MAVTV is brought to you by Specialized. It's you, only faster. And RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. And welcome back to GNCC here on MAVTV. Well, as we say, GNCC, more than just dirt bike racing, more than just ATV racing. That's right, on Saturday nights, we go EMTB GNCC Racing. That is your electric mountain bike racing. Presented by Specialized. Specialized sweeping GNCC by storm a few years ago. And I tell you what, this is just about the best way to get around the track on a race weekend. And how about it? Do a little racing. Nice uphill right there. All the heavy hitters in the XC1. Charlie Mullen, Cypress Goring, Nick Mackey. The list goes on and on. Great thing, too, about EMTB racing. Bottom line is there is a class for you. That's right. They've got the pro class, as mentioned, the XC1. There's a pro-am class in the XC2. You've got women's pro class, women's amateur. Obviously, more amateur classes in addition to that. And you've got your youth ranks out there as well. So my personal favorite, the big bore class. That's your 200-pound plus class. Look at that finish, by the way. Cypress Gory getting the win over Charlie Mullins. And then, hey, a little autograph signing. Morgantown Power Sports played host to the pros of GNCC. And those guys lined up out there. They were grilling food, signing autographs, taking pictures. There was a dunk tank. It was as good as it gets. I mean, it was a party. And what better way to party than with guys like Ronnie Rush, Bryson Neal, Stu Baylor, all the pros out there. Thad Duvall, bang, he gets dunked. Jacoby, his son, says, "You're darn right, I got you. I got you, Dad. I got you." Love it. There is Johnny Gerard shooting the breeze with Josh Strang. Tons of fun. If you've never been to one of those events, got to encourage you. We come to a town near you. Go on ahead. Head out there. It's a fun one. Craig DeLong out in front. And Lane Michael in the number 2 spot, the 523 gas ride. of Lane Michael, and there is Jordan Ashburn. Believe Ashburn, he'll be stellar right here, no doubt about it. Jordan Ashburn loves those hard enduros. Raced some TKO events. Just Jordan Ashburn, a stellar rider. They all are. Pick anybody out in the XC1 of GNCC. They are talented, to say the least. But boy, things a little spread out here at the Mason-Dixon. Part of that might be the amount of dust. It has been a dusty weekend here at the Mason-Dixon. There is Johnny Gerard, the 969, trying to track down that podium spot. Again, some pretty big gaps right here. There's a 514, Stu Baylor. Behind him, Ricky Russell and Grant Baylor. So the Baylor brothers are the bookends, if you will, but on either side of the 212 Ampro Yamaha rider, Ricky Russell. And the rest continues to sort itself out. Trevor Bollinger probably feeling like he's getting reacclimated, trying to find that race pace. There's the old wily veteran, Josh Strang, through mile marker number 11, the 342 Rockstar Energy Husqvarna of Craig DeLong, still out in front and chipping away at this one. Got a healthy lead, and I got to hand it to Craig DeLong as Lane Michael continues to keep pace, but really unable to gain too much time on him. Got to hand it to Craig DeLong. He's got one win under his belt, one of 7 different riders, obviously, this season with a win. And, a little trouble right there for Craig, but able to get around that lap traffic. And here comes Lane Michael. And at last shot, looked like he'd been gaining on him a little bit, and he has. So Lane Michael been able to chip away at that lead just a bit. But back to Craig DeLong. Fantastic rider. Got the call up a few years ago, or a couple of years ago. Was racing out at the time. Coastal Racing was the sort of auxiliary Husqvarna team. Now, of course, the factory racing gas team. But things took off from Craig from there. We'll talk more about that in a moment. We'll be right back after this. Well, as mentioned, coming out of the last commercial break, GNCC, more than just dirt bike racing, more than just ATV racing. Well, it's more than just racing. Sometimes it's about the puppies. The little doggos, they're part of the family, right? I mean, come on. They're the kids are showing the puppies how to do it. Love it. We're here for it. No, this is the Mowgli Dog Show, and a fun event. You can bring the pup out. There's different classes for you. Broken down by age group, size, things like that. That little German Shepherd wanted to have a little Dapple Dachshund snack, but we didn't let it happen. All fun. Our judges, the ladies of registration, hard at work. They said, Dachshund, now that's a badger hunter. A working breed? Is that a working breed? I don't know enough to be talking that in an educated way. Here's something I'm better with. Stasic Racing. Stasic Racing, a fun race, takes place on Saturday nights. Big shout out and thank you to Stasic, by the way. I'm not taking anything away from our pro guys, but boy, to some folks, this is the main event of the weekend. I can't lie to you. Mom and dad come out there, the aunts, the uncles, Nana, Papaw. I think a few people bring their dentist, their family doctor. I don't know about that, but it's a fun event, not a points race. It's just kids out there ripping the Stasic, but I got to be real with you. Don't tell these kids that. They're going to bang bars. They're going to trade plastics. They're going to stick a guy in the corner, maybe throw a little elbow. All right, it's not that violent, but nonetheless, it is a lot of fun. I think probably as much or more fun for the parents that get to watch and know that, hey, the little kiddo, little Johnny Sprocket's going to be tired tonight when we get in the camper, and he's going to sleep like a baby. That's probably the most exciting part, but just a ton of fun. I mean, it just doesn't get much better than that. The future of GNCC, if you will. Here we go into the pits, and Craig DeLong right there, the 342, a normal pit stop at a GNCC. You're going to get fuel from your IMS Quick Fill, maybe a goggle change, and you're going to get rehydrated. Look the bike over. You get conditions where it's muddy, what have you. They may pressure wash that machine, keep it from overheating. But, hey, that was a typical pit stop, and we're back to it. The 523 is out in front. A new leader after the pit stop. Craig DeLong falls to the 2 spot, and here we go. Let's talk about that scenario. 8 rounds of racing, 8 different winners. Will we see it here today? Lane Michael, a new father, and maybe a new life breathed into the 523 machine. Boy, gotta be impressed by Lane Michael in this situation. He's had some injuries. He's been off the bike. They had a kid this year. This is good to see. I don't know what else to say. Lane Michael needs a ride like this. I'll be real with you. Craig is going to be difficult to hold off. Craig is going to be there. He's going to challenge him, and he's going to get in this fight. I have no doubt about it. But Lane Michael, quite frankly, the opportunity to lead a GNCC right now is going to be an enormous, a monumental confidence boost for Lane Michael. Here comes Craig, though. Craig has really come on in these last 2 seasons. We talked about it before the break. He got the call up to the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna team. They had some injuries. They said, we need somebody. Craig DeLong answers the call, began to have success in the XC2, and he's had to grow up really fast in the XC1, and he has answered to the demands that is the Pro Class in racing GNCC. And here he comes in that number 2 spot right now. Lane Michael, a story there in itself as well. He's faced his own adversity over the last few years. There's Ricky Russell, the M-Pro Yamaha, I believe, in the number 3 spot, unless we miss somebody. And how about that Ashburn? Where is that front number plate? The number 1 plate missing from Ashburn's Magna 1 Motorsports Husqvarna. There is the 314 Babbitt's Online Monster Energy Kawasaki of Grant Baylor. And things heating up. 8 winners, 8 rounds. We'll have to see. This broadcast of GNCC Racing on MAVTV is brought to you by Specialized. It's you, only faster. And RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. Well, welcome back to GNCC here on MAVTV. You are watching the Parts Unlimited Mason-Dixon GNCC from the Yamaha Racing Skycam. And what a sensational race it has been for Lane Michael. What a sensational race it has been for Craig DeLong. And here comes Craig. He was able to overtake the 523. And for the first time in 2023, we have someone who has won more than one race. Craig DeLong puts his name in the history books. And what a sensational ride by the 342 Rockstar Energy Husqvarna of Craig DeLong. An absolutely stellar performance.
And it was a good day, man. I pretty much rode out front all day. I had a little get-together with a lapper, and Lane got by me, and I thought it was going to be that was going to be it. It was super dusty, and I couldn't really get to his wheel, and took me a lap to kind of get used to riding in the dust, and then I tracked him down and just put a lot of pressure on him when I got him. I want to make sure that I was on him, and he ended up making a mistake, and I was able to just kind of squeak by him, and yeah, I just kind of rode out from there. It was a brutal track. It was very difficult to pass and get up on people, and the start was key, which I did a good job of that. So.
And here comes Lane Michael, and I gotta think Lane Michael, the 523, he is going to be elated after this race. Does he want the win? Absolutely he wants the win, but that is a man, a new father. Congratulations to him and Hunter. Just, that's a look of relief. That is a look of exhaustion, but a look of relief. He knows he's capable of this. It's just a matter of going and doing it.
Yeah, honestly, I feel all right. Yeah, I honestly, I didn't expect to be up front today. I just decided to race Wednesday afternoon. Yeah, I have a total of maybe 6 hours on the bike since Camp Coker, so yeah, a bit in shock. I got super lucky getting a good start, and honestly, I just kind of settled into my pace. Craig was going a little bit better than me, and yeah, he ended up making a mistake, got around him, and I just kind of kept that same pace. I didn't really try to wick it up, and yeah, unfortunately, I just made a small mistake. Got off balance, hit a tree, fell over. He got around, and then yeah, I made another little mistake and lost touch. But man, I'm pretty dumbfounded right now. Like I said, I didn't even think I was going to be racing this weekend. So to put it up on the box in second and be that close and feel that good for 3 hours was yeah, caught me really off guard. So happy with that.
Well, and as we take a look at the top 10, DeLong with the win. Michael second, Russell in third. We had a chance to catch up with the Ampro Yamaha ride of Ricky Russell.
Unfortunately, in one of the races that you need a good start, I totally botched it. Spun sideways, and I was like buried. And so we couldn't see the first couple laps. We were just like barely going, looking down at the ground, and then I was kind of stuck behind Stu for a while. He was going good, but those front guys were getting away, and I was getting a little bit frustrated because I couldn't get by them, and it was just so dusty you couldn't see, so it was hard to make moves. But once everyone got a little separated, and I was able to make some moves, and then saw the podium, and I was just riding my hardest, but came up a little bit short from those leaders, but on the box, I'll take it.
All right, as we take a look at the top 10, Craig DeLong, your new points leader. Stu Baylor, a rough day at the office, falls to the number 2 spot. Ben Kelly third, Ashburn and Grant Baylor rounding out the top 5. As we take a look at the Specialized Race Recap, it was the 3-4-2 Rockstar Energy Husqvarna of Craig DeLong grabbing that whole shot and that early lead. A pretty much flawless race for Craig DeLong. He lost that lead momentarily to that man right there, the 523 gas ride of Lane Michael. And a big shout out to Lane on a stellar ride today, doing the privateer thing. Hey, it's him and Dad. And just, he's a new dad himself this season. Big life milestones for Lane Michael, and he had to battle for that lead with Craig DeLong. Did him well. Craig falls to second, gets back on his horse, chips away at it, and found himself in the lead before it was all said and done. But again, what a great day, a building block day, a foundation building day, if you will, for Lane Michael and Craig. First rider 2023 with 2 wins. Could this be the pivotal race for the championship? Only time will tell. That's going to wrap things up for us here at GNCC. I'm Mikey Waynes. We'll see you at the races.